Welcome to Rockpalast.
Thank you. Thank you.
In 2006, you played here before, actually in a different set of band. What happened in the meantime? Can you tell us in a nutshell?
Oh, it's only 17 years, huh?
It was yesterday, so nothing happened. No, but I think by that time we had just recorded our second album, Kaleidoscope. Don't know if that one was even released then.
It was, I think. It was about to be released.
Anyway, now we've just released our 8th album, Revelation, so quite a few albums in between, and also live album in between, and lots of touring.
And personal changes?
How
did you meet?
Well, we met, I think you were a guest appearing on the previous album release.
Secret Overtime?
Yeah. You did some overdubs, and you were doing some tours, and we know each other from a bar where you work, and yeah.
Well, it started like that.
I think.
Yeah, but we've known you for longer. And
but we started seeing each other at when there was a specific either rock or bluesy or psychedelic gig in Stockholm. We would just see each other there, and then
even this Frank Zappa cover band of yours. I totally dig that stuff, and thought
maybe I'll leave Siena Roots so I can continue my Frank Zappa career.
What would you say is the main musical difference between Siena Root back then in 2006 and now?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I think we got a little more experience during the road, yeah.
But he asked for musical different. That can't be heard. Or maybe it can. No, but I think I think it's easier for you guys to answer who have heard the band and now joined the band. But for me, who has been in the band all the time, only thing I can hear is that we had time to try more ideas and experiment some more, and go back and refine some ideas, and sort of found some time.
No, what I think is really interesting with Siena Root, that ideology-wise, when it comes to music, I feel like it's the same. You can hear it sort of throughout all the albums that there's a red thread there, if it either comes to your vision of what sound you want or the inspirations you have. It's just what has changed. It's the influences of who's been a part of that album, basically. And I think that's something that really defines the band as well.
I can hear very clear that you've been a part in the songwriting, you too, with a new album, for example. For me, it's a big difference between previous albums and this one.
I still think it sounds like Siena Roots. That's interesting.
Yeah, somehow it does.
DNA still.
I agree.
Your music could be considered like a time warp a bit. Did the last 40 to 50 years in rock and pop pass by unnoticed by you?
Sound-wise, no. Yes, it did. I think, but when it comes to musical influences, not.
What would you say are more contemporary influences you have? Musical influences?
Well, the acoustic stuff that we did on last album, Revelation, I think has influences from a broader perspective than just like late 60s and 70s sound.
Are lyrics a primary concern of yours, or are they secondary to the music itself?
No, I wouldn't say so. I would say the whole package, it has the same sort of value. That's at least my experience of working on this album. The previous album, I was part of the end process really when it came to the songwriting. But I feel like we managed pretty well to find a good balance between the both in this scenario. I don't know how much you've been working with lyrics before, but I know Love's written some lyrics and some of it as well. And it's, I think if you go back to Siena Roots earlier stuff as well, there's some really fantastic lyrics there as well. So it's one of the reasons I also fell in love with the band. Listening to it back in my little hometown before I met these guys.
No, but I agree. I think there's a lot of bands that has lyrics just like as an excuse to have a note to sing, and I
Well put.
and I can respect that. I mean, not all. Some of it is really good. Also, some of those notes soar really nicely through the air. But I personally, I've always thought that if we're gonna put lyrics in there, they're gonna have some meaning. They're gonna be an important part of the song. Otherwise, we can play instrumental songs. I mean, we play a lot of instrumental songs, and that's when we don't have any lyrics to say. But
do you consider the recorded versions of your songs as the definite takes, or do the live versions take over after a while and define what the song is about?
Well, all recordings are definite things. They're not changeable anymore. But live, the songs become something else. And I think some songs you experience they are really nice on the album recorded, but playing them live is not doing them justice really. But some songs that didn't appear so nice on the album, not as you thought, when you play them live, they become something else and something bigger than they are on the album. I think.
That's interesting, actually. And what would you say is the difference between a good and a brilliant show?
Johan?
I'm not sure.
but I think it's when it comes to that, it's about energy. Because it's as a musician, and that's the one thing that has changed over the years with experience. As a musician, it's very easy to focus on like what notes you're gonna play, and there was the first wrong note. Whoops! Then I'm gonna worry about that for the rest of the night. But when you like let go of that and just work with the energy and can focus on what's going on in the moment, not like what happened a few seconds ago or what's gonna happen a few seconds in the future, but when you can really focus on what's going on right now and have the energy connect with the audience, I would say that's a brilliant show. If that doesn't really happen, I hope we still do a good show.
I totally agree with that, but it also comes very much to a subjective thing. I mean, sometimes I think it's a great show and you think not, and otherwise it's so much. Sometimes the audience think it was great, but I did not.
Yeah, but that's one thing I've noticed through the years, that the perception of the audience and what you experience yourself on stage is totally different things, and it can be people that you really trust and that have seen the band like 10 times, 15 times, and they know, they have all the records, they know how the band should sound like, and they can be like, this was the best show I've seen with you guys, and I can think that this was the worst I've ever done. And then you get confused, because I really trust those guys. They know what they're talking about, but I was on stage and I trust myself also, and that happens quite a lot.
Thanks a lot for the interview.
Yeah,
folks.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.